Hey folks, it's been a couple of weeks since you have seen me last, and I've been working away at Miss Edna's costuming. The last time you saw Miss Edna, she was a wooden frame, and she was covered in a canvas skin or flesh. Right now I would like to show you her costuming, which has just recently been completed. She has off-white clothing, a shirt, a pair of socks, and a pair of bloomers. They all started out white and they were all tinted in the same exact dye bath so that they all matched perfectly. On this figure I tried something new because of the sheerness of the fabric and the darkness of her flesh, which showed through the shirt. I thought it would be kind of funny to add a brassiere. You can barely see it here, but I made a very small bra and fit it in there, and it covers on her breast. It's open in here, and you can see her flesh showing through, and you can see the white through the translucent fitted shirt. So it's just kind of a funny extra layer of detail to see. She has gold buttons. Gold is her theme. It's all about repeating the same color theme. She has gold buttons and a gold buckle. This buckle was originally silver, and I removed it and restitched on a gold buckle that I bought at a trim store. She has purple shoes and a purple belt. The belt was originally white, and I laid it out and sprayed it with 2 tones of purple oil-based spray paint. Her coat and her skirt are actually the same exact material. The skirt has been printed with some latex-based paint. And she also has a purple mink artificial stole here that it's a collar really. And just so you can have a look here too, there's underpinning. Her underpinning is gold tulle, which was repeated also in a hairnet, which you'll see in just one moment. And then her bloomers, just so you can have a real good look at her bloomers and her socks there. She shows a little bit of leg, just a little bit of her flesh. And I'm going to set her down there so you can see her hairnet, which is made out of the same exact gold tooling. It's elastic, so just stretch right on. The ventriloquist can use it or not use it, it's their choice. And then it goes right on here. This is what her head will look like when it's in place. And since you saw last, I also took just her plain lower jaw had no teeth in it. I was going to put hardwood teeth in there, and I thought it'd be a fun and interesting detail to go ahead and make little tiny dentures that could be put in or taken out. They're magnetic. And her upper mouth will also have one of her teeth is going to be gold. So again, it's going to carry through that gold theme. She's also got gold and purple stone earrings, and in her hand she's going to have a gold ring with a purple stone also. So she's following that theme, repeated colors, like any proper woman would want her handbag to match her shoes and her belt, and you know, what a better way to be ladylike. Miss Edna certainly is a fashion follower. So she also has gold in her eyes too, which kind of picks up on that theme. So I started the painting for Miss Edna, and I thought I would show you that. The sculpting is finished. All the mounting is set up, so all the mechanical parts fit into place through these little ports. There's a little port here, a little port here. Then these little ports here are for her eyebrows. I wanted her to have really plucked, sculpted, almost drag queen-like eyebrows. They're very sheer, and they're going to fit right there, and they're going to kind of go up. They're a little higher than usual. I just kind of wanted that kind of like, almost like they're penciled in looking eyebrows, not real, almost very artificial looking eyebrows. The inside of her head, which I'm going to show you now, has been spray painted with 2 coats of oil-based black paint. It helps hide the mechanics, and it also seals the inside of the head and the paper mache. I do use a water-based, waterproof glue, but we want to keep any moisture out of it as much as possible. So I always seal the inside and the outside of my figures with plastic oil-based paint. So this is Miss Edna for now. And if you stay tuned, you'll see her finish. Folks, I just thought I'd give you a quick look at where Miss Edna is today. It's been a couple of weeks since I showed you last, and I fully painted her. I use acrylic paint, and I sanded. It's a several coat process, so it's a lot of sanding and painting and secondary facial tones and skin tones. Human flesh naturally is uneven, so I try to replicate that in my character's look. She is covered in 2 coats of a varathane. Now a lot of folks would tell you that varathane does yellow, but what I do is I factor in the yellowing color. The color will mature after about 3 to 6 months, and previously, weeks ago in the planning stage, I actually had paint chips and I put 2 coats of the varathane on there to see what the finished color would look like. She has all the mechanical parts built in at this point. I'm nearly finished with her. She has all around moving eyes, and she has an open wide eyelid, and she has eyebrows which are not on just yet, and she has an upper lip sneer. She has a gold tooth, and she has crystals, which are a trademark of mine that I put in all the teeth. I build my puppets to look really strong on a stage, so with the spotlight, a lot of the red stone in the eye, there's a little red stone in the eye, it's not easy to see, but there is, it's a reflector, and that would show up on stage with stage lighting. The inside of the puppet is painted. The very first thing I do is put 2 heavy coats of oil-based paint. That does 2 things. It creates a very theatrical, finished look of the puppet. It hides the mechanical parts, and it also seals out any moisture from the paper mache. The paper mache is waterproof, but this is just an extra preventative to make sure nothing gets in there. And I thought I would mention also that all of her mechanical parts are built completely through, so these crossbars actually come completely through the paper mache. That's helpful for 2 reasons. Strength, of course. If it's built all the way through the puppet, it's not going to break loose. The glue is an epoxy, so it's very strong and it is permanent. It also allows me to dry fit the mechanical parts, so I can make sure everything fits. One of the most challenging parts of building any sort of a figure with multiple movements is making sure that in any position, none of the other movements touch or rub or bump each other. So everything moves freely. Even if you moved all 5 movements at once, every part would move freely without any bumping, resistance, or rubbing. And that's it. The very last thing I have to do is, well, of course I have to add her dentures, and they go right there, is add the control stick, and that's right here. And I've got my little signature bar on there on the back, and she's going to have a little bungee on the bottom, which will keep her head kind of bouncing. Her head is made to sit and be cradled on the body. It doesn't bounce up and down. It mostly rolls. It's a rolling neck, which is different from what I usually build. So in the next couple of minutes, you'll see the finished product, and hopefully I'll perform a little bit for you. Hey folks, here we are for the last time. Miss Edna is 100% complete, and I'm here today to show you what she looks like in performance mode. You were very kind to stick around and watch the entire process from the beginning of her paper mache construction all the way to the mechanical additions a few moments ago, and I appreciate that, and I thought I would just show you what she looks like as she's moving around. Say hello to the good folks, Miss Edna. How you doing, my darling? Now, Miss Edna, your voice is not very clear. How many times have I told you that you really should wear your dentures when you talk to these nice folks? Oh, I'm so sorry. Here you go. Now, how's that? Is that better? How you doing there, darling? How you doing out there, folks? It's me, Miss Edna. Miss Edna has a lot of features, as you may recall. She has all around moving eyes. She has eyes that open wide to express those all direction moving has eyebrows that are very almost drag queen-like, like they're being completely plucked off and then painted in. And she has a moving mouth and a moving upper lip. And her head kind of slides and rolls around, which I think is really hilarious. It does kind of bob up a little bit, but not much. It mostly just kind of rolls around. My head just rolls around. And rolls and rolls and rolls. Well, thank you for looking, and it's been my pleasure to share with you what I do, and I love it. It is my passion. Take a look at my website, Ventriloquist Sideshow, from time to time to see what I'm working on.